Hey everyone, this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Today I'm back with an unexpected part two, and it's what happens when you're making a block that is really entertaining and you didn't know it was going to be. This is part two of the lovely double time, twice as fun variation for making a charming log cabin quilting block. This is the finished products. But first, I want to show you part of the reason that I've been gone a while. Having new windows put in our 50-year-old house, and one of the nicest things about it is the windows are a little bit bigger than they were before, and I love this is my sewing room windows now. And since it's been a while, here is a run through of 3 of the sample blocks that I made at the beginning with these double strips in each row. So then I said, let's put something together. And I put these colors together. I just loved them. It's a pinkish on the side and a green. And I had 4 blocks, and it made a nice piece for a table or just a piece to sit on a counter. And I had enough of the material from the front that I could do the back. And on this one, I just did very simple, regular stitching like you do on the log cabin, which is just to run up the sides of the seams in the ditch, and then in the middle of the blocks I did a flower. You can't see them from the front, but from the back you can really see them. And one of the things that I made to make it easier for me to keep up, especially at the beginning, was I made a chart, and I had my light fabrics and I had the numbers that they were going to be, the inches. But then on each one I put what would happen to the darker strip. And so in the 4-inch, the dark strip is away from the center. That's what it's talking about. And then when it's the 6-inch, the darker is in towards the center square. And I did that for the lights, and I did it for the darks. And now I can tell you I got carried away because I went and found some blues and some browns, and I put those together. And this is a lap quilt. It's a 4x4, and then I stitched it. Now I did the stitching different on this because it was going to be a lot of straight stitching, and I guess I say the word boring a lot. So I said, well, I'm going to do something a little different with that. And this is what I decided. The middle block was going to have those feather looks. And then I was just going to put leaves and a couple of flowers. Now in the dark colors, you don't see it. But when you get to the light colors, see if I can get a little bit closer, you can really see how pretty they are and the texture it gave to it. And it was so much fun because I could actually start in one place and I would run down. For example, let's come right here. I would take and go this side with a leaf, this side with a leaf, this side with a leaf, and this side. And I'd run it all the way up. And this one I put a flower on the end. And then I could either go over to this side and go down, or I could backtrack, come over this side and go down. So if you decide to do it on your machine, you're going to love how long you can keep running your strip. And there again, that's just an idea. And it's a little different from doing it stitch in the ditch, which would be lovely too and would look really good on the back. And then in the back, here's one of the corners. Now this one, you can tell there's a pattern. It's not as pronounced or whatever the word is today. But look at the edge. And I said I had a big brown area, and I thought, what would I do that would look really nice? And I finally came up with, sometimes it's called the piano keys, sometimes it's called a pencil edge. And I just went back and forth with the straight edge and the ruler foot. And I really liked how that turned out both there and on the front, which you can barely see, but it makes a nice distinction for that. And finally, I'd like to remind you that this came from this year's magazine, McCall's 2021 for November and December, page 24. So if you want to see it in the reel, then that's where you could go and look for it. This is Stephanie at Hightower. Thank you for watching. Any notes that I have or anything that needs to be added, I'll write in the description. If this was helpful, you had fun, you think you might do this project, please subscribe and hit like, and comments are always welcome, and they help other people also. Thank you.